Okay, the first technique we're going to cover today is the inside step. The inside step is sometimes called a Russian inside step. And basically it's the same type shot that you would take on your single leg tackle. Come on in, John. Okay, things that are different on your inside step as opposed to your single leg tackle is head position. On your inside step, the head will be positioned on the outside of his leg. The key things that you should be trying to do on your inside step is the positioning of your step and the positioning of your head. When you step in on your inside step, what you need to do is concentrate on stepping at least to where he's standing at and positioning your head to the outside of his leg and slightly above his knee. When you step in, as we step in, we're going to turn the shoulders to the inside, like such. You're going to drive your knee to the mat and drive straight through to the knee. In this position, your head should be on the outside, and you should have made contact with your shoulders. Okay, again. Before you take your shot, you want to position your head and your inside foot so that it's as close as you can get it to the opposition before you shoot. Once you start to go in, it's important to slip this trailing arm or outside arm. What you don't want to happen is for this man to catch this outside arm as you're going through. So it's necessary to, as you're going through, to take this arm, put it down close to the side of the body, drive your knee straight through to the mat and into the opposition. Once you get to this point, what you want to try to do as quick as possible is bring the trailing leg up and try to rotate towards the outside. To rotate, we're going to pivot on the knee. So from this position here, we're going to step up with the trailing leg and pivot towards the outside with this inside leg. If you notice, we're not twisting and leaving the foot over here. What you're doing is pivoting on the knee and turning your foot towards the outside, like this. Now, once you get to this position, there are a number of ways that you can finish your inside step. You can come all the way up to your feet, like this, or you can work finishes from this position on the mat. Again, as you're going in, you're going to step at least to where he's standing at. Step deep, drive the knee all the way to the mat, hide this arm, bring it down close to the side of your body, and drive your knee straight through. Once you get to this point, we're going to step up and step to the outside. As you step to the outside, you're going to pivot on this inside knee and rotate like that. Once you're here, you can come to your feet, like that, or you can work for finishes while you're still on the mat. Okay. What we're going to do is cover some of the finishes that you can use on the mat. Okay, so from this position here, we're going to step and go into the inside step. Here, step up and rotate. You want to be as tight to this leg as you can get once you make your rotation, right here. The first thing you look for is your change off to a double leg tackle. So from this position, I'm going to turn this way, John. You're right here. In on the inside step, you want to come from here to here. You want to make sure that you leave the outside knee up. This is going to help you lift him and take him away from your head. By having this outside knee up, it also allows you to have more mobility if he should start to counter. You can also rotate up to your feet a lot easier. So again, first finish, outside knee up. You have his leg close to your body. We're just going to change to a double. From here, you just lift and take him away from your head. Like that. Okay, so from here, on a basic step, we step in, hide the arm, drive through, step up, rotate, you're tight in this position. Change to a double, lift him up, take him away from your head. Okay, that's one finish. Another finish from the on-the-mat position is what we call an ankle grab. Okay, from here, again, you're going to hit your inside step, drive to the knee, you rotate. The opposition starts to sprawl once you get in this position. From here, you're going to come back, take his ankle, control his ankle like this. From here, you're going to take your head, put it right in the crack of his knee, and control it as tight as possible. Now from here, all you're going to do is keep rotating to the outside and drive forward with your head. You want to put pressure on his upper leg. Now once you get here, if he goes down to the mat, you keep rotating around for your takedown. Okay, again, from this position, you take your step, you drive straight through, he starts to sprawl, you're making your turn, you come back, you grab his ankle, and immediately your head goes behind his knee. Now, you keep this leg tight, you keep rotating around, and you drive him to the mat. And then you come up for your takedown. The third finish that you can use from the inside step takedown is what I call a sky lift from the knees. From here, you're in, on your inside step, drive your knee to the mat, make your rotation. You come up straight through his crotch. Now from here, you lift hard and thrust him straight towards your back as you turn. Okay, again, from here, make your rotation. Now, straight up his butt. Now, lift hard and thrust him towards your back. Remember, from that position, you want to have the outside knee up before you start to throw him towards your back. Now we'll cover some of the finishes as you move up to your feet. Okay. If you would prefer coming up to your feet to work your finishes, you want to come to your feet as quick as possible. So when we hit the inside step, you drive straight to your knee, you make your rotation, and as you're doing that, you're going to be driving towards your feet. Right here. You want to be right in this position. Now, once you get here, what you want to avoid doing is leaning over too much. This is not a good position to be in. What you would like to do is get your hips in tight and close so that your legs are positioned like this. Now from here, you can use your hips, back, arms, and legs to lift this man if need be. Some of the things that you can do once you get to this position, number one, is just change to a double leg tackle. Once you get here, you just lift him up in the air and down to the mat. Again, you're in this position here, you change to a double. Pop your hips in, lift them up in the air, and down to the mat. Okay. Second finish from this position. You have the same type finish. From here, what we're going to do is what we call a sky lift. You're going to take this outside arm, go right up his crotch here, and you're controlling his inside leg high here. From here, you're going to pop your hips in and thrust him back that way. As you do that, you're going to step and make a 180-degree turn as you lift. Here. Right here. If you can control this leg, the thing that you need to look for would be a Turk. Step right in on a Turk and elevate this leg up in the air and try to put him towards his back. Okay, again, you're controlling him here. Now, you go up his crotch with this outside arm here. Now, as you lift, you're going to pop the hips in, lift him, thrust him back that way, and make a 180-degree turn. Lift and turn. Now, from here, you step in on the leg, hook, and take him towards his back. Now, another finish that you can use from this position happens when this man starts to hook a leg. Okay, this makes it difficult for you to change to a double and lift or sky lift him. From this position, you can do a couple things. Number one, you take this leg that he's hooking, just lift it up, grab his ankle. Now from here, you keep his ankle high, pull his hip, and rotate him down to the mat, like such. Okay, again, you're in here, And as I said before, many times the opposition will hook your leg. From here, you lift your own leg, you grab it. Keep it high up in your crotch, control his waist. Rotate him in a circle and pull until he's down to the mat. Something else that you can do if he is persistent on keeping his leg in the middle is what we call running the pipe. You keep his leg elevated high in your crotch. Now you have to start moving your feet this way. As you do that, you're going to throw his hips to the mat. Like that. It's important to let him hit the mat first as you do your pipe run. Okay, again, you're here, like this, you change to a double. You keep this leg high up in your crotch, control it tight, control his hips. Now you start to walk. As you do that, you're going to take him away from his support leg, like that, and down to the mat. Let him go down first. Now we're going to cover some of the basic setups that you can use for this inside step. In tape number 1, we covered some basic setups and basic tie-up positions. We're going to use some of those same tie-ups and setup positions. The first thing we're going to do is work your head snap. That's an excellent setup for your inside step. If the opposition lets you control the inside position here, this is good. From here, what we're going to do is pop the head. As he starts to come up, you turn the body, and you shoot in on your inside step. Again, what you want to do as soon as you get in is start to step up and make your rotation. Pivot on the knee. Come up to your feet. If you want to work finishes from the standing position. The second setup is a shoulder snap. What we want to do on this man is get him out of position. Make him react and then shoot in on your inside step. From here, this arm comes from the inside position. We pop his shoulder. As we pop it back, we bring the arm back here. All right, now, from here, we start to take the step. The body turns, you hide this arm, you go straight through. Step up, make your knee rotation, change off, work your finish. Okay, again, inside control, here, down to the mat. Other setups could be worked from the inside control position. If you're in this position, I like to start this man moving first, this way. Now, you have inside control. From here, you're just going to slip this arm. Rotate it in a circle as you step, knee drive, shear your body right through his defense into your inside step. Up and rotate. Okay, again. From here, inside control, what you want to do is move this man here, right now. Step, hide this arm, rotate. Keep your head on the outside of his hip, keep his leg close to your body. You can also go from the elbow control or the underhook into your inside step. Okay, if you have an elbow control tie, it's just a matter of pulling this thing and stepping. Here, up and rotate. If you have the underhook, same thing. You're in this position, you pull, step, drive your knee, and rotate. Those are some of the basic tie-ups and setups that we covered in the first tape. They can all be used as setups for the inside step. The next takedown we're going to cover is the high crotch. The high crotch is a combination of many different takedowns. There are 4 things you need to concentrate on if you're going to learn the high crotch motion. And that's the first thing you want to work on if you're learning a high crotch. Okay, we're going to start from an elbow control tie-up. Again, on your elbow control tie-up, the thumb is on the outside, and the other 4 fingers are on the inside. Once you get into this position, you want to position your head on his shoulder on the same side that you're controlling his elbow on. Okay. In this case, John's going to have a collar tie-up. Okay, so thumb on the outside, other four fingers on the inside, head position right on his shoulder. As I mentioned before, there's four things that you need to concentrate on if you're learning the high crotch motion. Once you learn that motion, there are many different things you can do as far as your leg attacks are concerned. Okay, so from here, the first thing we want to look at is a step. Again, we're stepping to the outside of the opposition's foot. Okay, it should be pretty much on a straight line with his foot. You don't need to step too close. I would say a half foot to a foot away would be fine. The second thing you want to concentrate on is your inside knee dip. Without moving this inside foot, you're going to dip this inside knee to the mat. So from here, you're going to step and dip the inside knee. The knee should dip pretty much right between his legs. As I said before, you do not need to move that inside foot. The knee dips straight down to the mat. The third thing is this inside arm. To start with, you want to leave that arm right in your lap position, right here. You do not need to control his wrist or come up and control his head. Leave this hand right in the lap position. This is where that hand is going to be most effective. So from here, you're going to take your step, you're going to dip your knee, and shoot the inside hand through his crotch. Just like that. Now, once you do that, as much as possible, what you're trying to do here is start to eliminate the body space. You want to be as tight as you can to the opposition. So you're taking your step, you're dipping your inside knee, and this hand goes through his crotch. The most important aspect of your high crotch is what you do with this arm. We're controlling this arm with the elbow control tie-up. You want to take this arm out to the side and behind your head. You want to get your head under that arm. So from here, the fourth thing is what we do with this arm. Taking this arm out to the side and behind the head. So, you got your step, your knee dip, this arm goes up the crotch, this arm goes to the side and behind your head. Now, once you get to this point, as much as you can, you want to start to eliminate the body space. Also, once you get to this position, what you would like to do is angle your body more towards the outside. This puts you in a better position to start finishing your high crotch takedown. This is one mistake that many young wrestlers make. Once they get to this position, their body is at this angle. From this position, all John has to do is sprawl and start to cross face, and he's in a good position to beat me on the high crotch. So I need to beat him by moving more to the outside. That's important. Okay, so from here, you're going to take your step, dip your knee, clear the elbow. Just like that. Now, once you get to this position, the outside knee should be up. Inside knee on the mat, and you should be controlling this near leg. Now, there are a number of different ways you can finish this. The first finish we're going to use, I call it a duck motion finish. In most cases, the opposition will sprawl when you hit in on your high crotch. So as he starts to sprawl, what we're going to do is pull this leg in tight. We're going to drive this knee to the mat, and we're going to spin hard. As we start to spin, we're going to swing the back leg and go behind his back real hard. Like that. Okay, again. I'm going to get into the high crotch position, and we're going to have John sprawl. Then I'll work my finish. That's how it should look when it's done in competition. He sprawls, you rotate to the outside and behind him as quick and as hard as possible. The second finish we're going to work on is changing to a double. Okay, elbow control tie, work into your crotch position. From here, what we're going to do is just change. This outside knee is still up, inside knee is down. From here to here, change off to a double leg tackle. Once you get here, you want to control the center of gravity, which is his hips. You pull them in as tight as you can to your body. You're going to lift them up and take them away from your head, down to the mat. Okay, again. It's best to, when you do this, change to a double as quick as possible. The thing that you don't want to do is go to a double right away, like such. You don't want to do this. You give that man just a little bit more time to get his hips away. If you go to the single first, you're going to have some kind of control. But if you go straight to a double, you may lose it. Okay, so we're going to go here, then change. Up and away from the head. Now, the next finish we're going to work involves coming to the feet. Now, we're going to hit the high crotch. You're in this position. Immediately, what we're going to do is come down to this one leg. We're going to stay as tight as we can to this leg. You're going to push off of this foot, and you're going to push him towards his opposite leg. As you do that, you're going to come right up to your feet, this way. What you're looking to do here is change to a double leg tackle, like this. Now, once you change, there's a number of things you can do. But while you're changing, if you can get this inside leg on your hip, you're going to be in a much better position to finish. So, when we come from this position here, we drive up, we pull a leg to the outside and on the hip. Now we change. You can go to what we call an inside trip. Here, take him down to the mat. Just trip him out hard. Boom. Straight down to the mat. Or you can step across his outside leg. This way. Take him down to the mat. Once you get him here, I like to do this. I like to keep this leg hooked, rotate across, and go right into a turn. He'll probably turn away from me at this point. Now, you've got a nice move to put him right towards his back. You just take his head, keep moving on a diagonal, and you'll have him right on his back. Okay. If John happens to get this leg back down in the middle, which a lot of wrestlers do, now you're looking to do what we call run the pipe. You keep this leg elevated high up in your crotch. You're going to move your feet, walk him away from his support leg, and throw his hips to the mat, like that. Remember, let him hit the mat first. Okay. So again, we're going to come up to a double. High crotch, here. Now here, pull the leg to the outside, change. You can trip him here. You can trip him across. If he sticks his leg back down in the middle, you walk him away from this leg and take him down to the mat. There. With what we call a run the fight. There are many different setups that you can use for the high crotch. We've covered the elbow control tie. You can also do it from the underhook, right here. And your movement stays the same. You're going to step, dip your knee, and reach. Just like that. Same motion. But you're doing it from an underhook, which was one of the tie-up positions that we covered in the first tape. Again, here. You want to lift hard. You want to start with your head on this shoulder, not on this side. On the same side you have this on, you're going to lift it hard and high crotch. Here. Back to your high crotch position. Another setup that you can use is what I call an inside overhook. The opposition controls your head. You're going to come over and slightly above his elbow. From here, you're going to pull this hard, you're going to lift it up, and go right into your high crotch motion. Here, just like that. Change off. Okay, again. Inside overhook. Over and hook. Lift hard, high crotch, change off. A setup that's just a little bit more advanced, a little bit more complicated, but really not that hard, is something we call a double wrist lock. You control his wrist with the inside hand. One is palm facing out, and one is palm facing in. From this position, we control this. Elbow goes inside here. Now, you release this hand. You step, dip, high crotch. Change off. Again, he controls your head. Here, you come up, you control this. You control this. Hand is facing towards the inside. Elbow in, tight. Now, release this. High crotch motion, change off. Once you've learned the high crotch motion, you can use that exact same motion to do other takedowns. I'm going to run through a couple other things that you can do once you learn the high crotch motion. You can use the high crotch motion to do what we call a high single. It's the same type motion, but rather than have your head on the outside of his hip, your head is going to stay more to the inside. You're going to take your step, you're going to dip your knee. You can use a lot of the very same setups that we already showed. So from here, from an elbow control tie, all we do is dip the knee here and drive your head to the inside into a high single leg attack. It's the same high crotch motion. Speed it up, it would look something like this. Just like that. Again, you're keeping your head towards the inside. You can also use that same type high crotch motion to go into a low single. You're stepping to the outside, you're dipping your inside knee, you're reaching with the inside hand. In my first tape, we covered an inside reach single, which is similar to what I'm going to do now. So from here, high crotch type motion here, you rotate into a low single. Just like that. You can also go right into a crotch control position with the high crotch motion. Here, from an elbow control, your high crotch. From here, you go straight here and around the waist. Okay, again. From this position here, your high crotch, and you go from here, you rotate up, go around the waist, and then the crotch. From here, it's just a lift and finish to your takedown.